Whenever I watch the Kung Fu Panda movies, and I don't feel that Kung Fu Panda's movies are about for the Kung Fu Panda. That is something else. I recently watched all of the three movies Kung Fu Panda Part 1, 2, and 3. All the three movies in consecutively. And after watching that, while revisiting, I have noticed one interesting thing, very interesting perspective. That when I was as a child, when I was watching it, I never found that. The thing while watching that Kung Fu Panda movie, it was interesting still in the childhood, but the maturity it requires to you understand that movie, what movie is about to tell us, going to tell us, that we never find as a child. We watch movie that is for good animation, good story, good, yeah, fighting dishum dishum and all of these things, the interesting chemistry between tigress and panda, and also at the same time monkey and mantis. And somewhere we lost in between that story, we get into that world, we never felt outside from that world. We progress with the Poe, how story moves forward. And while moving with that Poe, one thing left me behind. Like while answering like myself why I'm watching the stories again. While also I used to gift as a pandas that much impacted in my life. But while as a, watching this at a young age, while after getting something in life, when I revisited that, I found totally different movie that was never supposed to be meant to be for me actually. When I was watching that Kung Fu Panda movie again, I found think the chemistry between Ping, Mr. Ping, that is a adopted son, like of the Mr. Pings, and while watching their chemistry, the things and the dialogues between them and intensity feeling in that when we generalize it, we just see that the overly the businessman who is going to sell his noodles, he is very eager to can go to the any stage like using his father's name, his son's name to the like get things done or like to sell the noodles. Like when he becomes the dragon warrior, he goes and tells that, like, yeah, makes the poster around that, like dragon warrior noodles. Also like when he becomes the defeated the china, like at the same time that also they also make the noodles, also the dumpling challenges the mate. But it was never about noodles, it's all about his son. And the Mr. Ping has one insecurity that we never notice until you get that maturity. You have to watch through that lens, father's perspective. If you watch movies that through the Ping's perspective and conversation between the Ping and Po, at the time you will realize that Mr. Ping is very insecure about the losing Po, and he never want to left, and he never want to get lost from his world. He wanted to be with there because he has been raised him as his son, and he has also like told him that like from for long 20 years he has been never told that he is adopted until unless he figured out his own, like when himself was going to question that is who I am. Until that before finding that question's answer, he go to the like we find that one story in between that like defeating the like Mr. like Peacock, and when defeating Mr. Peacock saving China, we come back and we go to the journey whole like to the defeating to the like Mr. Kai, like Master Kai. Like after defeating Master Kai, we found that that is something else. It has been never been to be like noodles is never been to be his business, never is to be been like selling noodles and anything. It is always being that he's being stopping that is insecure one thing, that is he is going to lose his son. Oh, and what he will do if he is going to lose the ping, like Po, and he by constantly saying like, and at the same time he have to be strong enough that because Poe is very emotional. If you go back and view from third view perspective, then you will find also at the same time both like Mr. Ping and Po both are emotional, but the thing is that being father, Mr. Ping has to control his emotions and he cannot display his emotions on his face. He have to be strong enough in front of Poe, and he's being through that. Like even if there is a very tense conversation he's going through, still, if you in second movie, I guess like Mr. Ping is selling the dumplings, like dragon dumplings, to the one customer. Like that enough. He has been trained himself, like to avoid emotional conflict between Poe and himself, because if he get emotional and Poe finds out that he is not his real father, he's going to lose him. And because of that, throughout the like his life, entire 20 years, and until unless he's not going to be find that he is a different like biological father, until that time he has to be lie. And even afterwards, like what if like until unless he does not find his biological father, he was not used to every time he was lied to himself. But when he also realized after 20 years that Poe is now grown up and he has to be give his personal space and he has to support his like whatever purpose is in that. Like even if everyone was like his biological father was telling that, like previously when 20 years ago when he was like at the like less than like we assume that like he has to be roughly around 4 months because that painting was drawn on his 100th day with his mother. Like roughly he was being like 4 5 months as a child. From that time also they have been running from the China and going to the finding secret place, and at the 20 years later also his biological father is going to be run out from that city, like their secret village. At the same time, like Poe decided to, he was not going to anywhere. He was going to there, stay there, and fight him, and he's going to defeat that thing. When Mr. Ping realizes that being with 20 years with himself, now it's time to give up on his noodles. He was not giving up on his noodles. He's giving up on his purpose. Like he's being the true father, like going to be served into his purpose. He's going to be support him in that purpose, and he's directly gone to the like his biological father, and he was also told that he has been also telling his lies for many years, and now from that many years we have to be support him into his purpose, and they are doing it, like supporting into his purpose and making himself very great and making it another level, getting that, yeah, supporting him to the serving his purpose. That is a whole thing movie I found it. It's never about more kung fu. It's more than the kung fu. It's about father son relationship. It's been like biological father son relationship. It's all about friendship. It's all about family. How you have to be. How you have to be around with them. All this thing is emotional, and that's why that's Kung Fu Panda movie is very successful because it keeps deep dive into emotionally also. It's not just all about kung fu fighting. It's not all about just fighting. It's emotional. It has emotional depth that subconsciously we see it. And when you go through that phase, you will also see through that lens, that perspective. There is something different. There is something more than the kung fu. And now you have all the answers. That movie is never about just kung fu. It's all about father and son relationship. That's all I feel. And if you find the hype button, you can do the hype and also do the subscribe. And you can also share your perspective in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.